Alright, Brainiacs, buckle up, it's about to get funky. I'm Hugo, buzzed and ready, and my paws are tapping like tiny drumsticks. Let's roll. Here's a riddle on the runway. What holiday has boom boom fireworks, super shiny parades, and a big ol' history mystery baked inside like a croissant surprise? Topic reveal: Bastille Day, the France's big national day on July 14th. In French, many folks just say Le 14 Juillet or Fête Nationale. Streets sparkle, bands blast, and bakeries do a victory lap with baguettes, perfectly patriotic carbs. So what is it exactly? Quick chew and swallow. Bastille Day remembers two giant moments. First, 1789, when people in Paris stormed the Bastille, a fortress prison that stood for unfair royal power and scary letters called lettres de cachet, orders that could lock you up without a trial. Second, 1790, the Fête de la Fédération, a huge peace and unity party where folks said, hey, let's stick together. And here's the mind chomp. When the crowd busted into the Bastille in 1789, there were only 7 prisoners inside. 7 like one hand plus 2 toes. Even with just 7, the fortress falling was a mega symbol, like knocking down a bully sign so everyone knows the rules are changing. Set the scene. People were worried the king's troops might squash the new ideas, so crowds grabbed muskets from a place called the Hôtel des Invalides in the morning and then headed for the Bastille because it had gunpowder. Some trained soldiers called the Gardes Françaises switched sides and helped the people, and that tipped the scale like a hippo on a seesaw. Now for the mystery nibble. After the Bastille's governor said, okay, we surrender, fighting started again. Historians kind of disagree on why. Maybe a mix-up, maybe panic. We do know it turned messy fast. History sometimes feels like a stampede. Even the experts do not catch every hoofprint. Okay, switching rivers, jump to 1790. 1 year after the storming, Paris threw a unity party called the Fête de la Fédération on the Champ de Mars. It rained, but people marched anyway. Bishop Talleyrand did mass. The crowd was gigantic. General Lafayette swore to follow the new constitution, and yes, even King Louis XVI took an oath. For days, people feasted and lit fireworks. A whole city doing a group hug with extra sparkles. Years later, the big question popped up. Which date should become the official holiday? July 14th was on the table, but so were other days from the Revolution. After lots of debate, leaders in 1880 picked July 14th and gave it double meaning. It honors both 1789 storming and 1790's unity. Boom, balanced like a tightrope walking flamingo. Now the parade. Since 1918, the main military parade rolls down the Champs-Élysées from the Arc de Triomphe to the Place de la Concorde. The president, ambassadors, and cameras all watch, and everyone's like, whoa, shiny jets and marching boots. It is the oldest regular military parade in Europe and gets shown on TV. Sometimes friends from other countries march too. That is a parade and a handshake at the same time. Fun side notes, during World War II, when France was occupied, the ceremony happened in London with General de Gaulle. Sometimes guests send big signals. In 1994, German soldiers marched as part of Eurocorps, showing old rivals can be new teammates. In 2004, British forces led, and the red arrows painted the sky. And the parade even paused in 2020 because of the pandemic. Teamwork with thunder. And now, hold on to your fur. This next bit is bonkers. Bastille Day is not just in France. It goes global like a baguette boomerang. Liège in Belgium throws a huge party with fireworks. In London, there are festivals, music, even theater. In India, Pondicherry lights up with parades and French flavors. In Tahiti, the celebrations helped grow into Hava with canoe races, tattoos, and ukuleles. Culture surfing on history. Across North America, it is a buffet of bonjour. New York City shuts down 60th Street for a mega street fest and also has a fancy Bastille Day ball. Milwaukee raises a 43-foot Eiffel Tower and does a playful storming. St. Louis even puts on silly pretend beheadings of the king and queen. It is theater, not scary real life. Lots of giggles and costumes. Sacramento runs speedy waiter races, trays wobbling like jelly on a trampoline. Vancouver and Toronto snack and dance all day. So many places, so much ooh la la. Speaking of wild stuff, check this out. In 1979, a musician named Jean-Michel Jarre did a free show at Place de la Concorde on July 14th, and about 1 million people came. 1 million, like every aunt you ever met plus their cousins. The stage was massive, the lights were bananas, and the crowd was a glowing ocean of whoa. Okay, now here's where it gets extra spicy. Big public parties are amazing, but safety matters. In 2002, someone tried to harm President Jacques Chirac during the parade, and security stopped it fast. In 2016, a terrible truck attack in Nice hurt many people and took many lives. About 86 people lost their lives. It was a sad day, and today there is more protection and quiet moments to remember. Hearts together, tails down for a second. A deep breath, back to the bright core. Bastille Day is about liberty and also about unity. That 1790 Fête de la Fédération was like saying we can build something new together. People even helped shovel and shape the big field before the party. Teamwork with wheelbarrows. When a country builds its party ground together, it can build its future together too. Daydream time. Imagine my own parade. Honey badgers up front with tiny drums. Giraffes doing flag twirls way up high. Cheetahs leading a waiter race but no spilling. That is the rule. Elephants as the brass section. Flamingos in formation spelling liberté. And me driving a float shaped like a giant croissant. Horn goes honk honk but like cooler. Before I zip, one more crunchy crumb. Inside France, people usually say le 14 juillet or Fête Nationale more than Bastille Day. But no matter the name, it is a day off work full of parades, music, and fireworks from Paris to tiny towns. The tricolor waves, La Marseillaise sings, and folks remember both the brave push for change and the big hug for unity. Next up, should we sniff around another revolution party? Maybe the 4th of July? Or follow a trail to a different national day with sizzling stories? Keep your tails ready, sparks ahead. Ooh, that was a wild ride. Give yourself a tail wagging high five. Stay curious, little one. Keep your whiskers twitching, and that's the tail end of that tail. For real. Till next time, stay wild and wonderful.